is still the ultimate vision, like the top of the line PGA Tour, like trying to make your way there? And if so, is that how you plan to achieve it, is through these mini tour events and trying to work your way in?
Yeah. It's really cool. I think there's kind of there's a little spot missing in professional golf. Like you see the guys at the top, and then you kind of, you hear about some of the guys on the Corn Ferry Tour who are the, top 25, but there's really not much documentation of the people who are everything in between, of like what it's like to try to get there and, hopefully make it. But it's just kind of documenting the process of that, alongside of, creating content, and then also like building a brand and building a business while doing that. And they work really well together. But I just really want to document the process of my journey to the tour, and really just show everything. Like I want to show the good stuff, I want to show the bad stuff, I want to show, the hard things, the things that people just don't get to see. And it's just kind of, yeah, I want to document that and just like bring people into that journey with me. And it's, it's a little bit tough sometimes, because it's like, it's kind of a vulnerable spot to be, I guess, because there's good days and there's bad days. But I'm so passionate about that, but I'm also so passionate about like just inspiring people to do what they're passionate about, to do what they love. And I think this is a way for me and my wife to be able to do this, and just show that you don't have to be from any one particular background, or you don't have to have everything together to be able to pursue what you're passionate about. Because, we have certainly started from the very, very bottom, and just, it all started with a vision. And now we want to like portray that through the content that we're creating while we're pursuing what we're passionate about.
That's incredible. I mean, I'm excited to see some of what you come up with along that journey. That's for sure.
Oh, me too. And some of the best content I love watching is like George Bryan's pursuit for, his tour endeavors. So I know the question is going to be tough, of the balance of putting the camera away while you focus on real competitive golf. I mean, sure, it's great to spin a wheel and hit a golf ball with a shovel. It's entertaining. I love seeing that stuff. But that doesn't require as much focus as if you're trying on mini tours to make it big. So I'm sure you got the wheels cooking on how you're going to balance out camera off, focus, things like that. Is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be tough.
It definitely is, but it also has kind of become so normal to have a camera on me when I'm playing golf.
Okay, that helps.
That even when I'm in tournaments, I have a couple tournament videos up, and when I'm in those, like I don't interact with the camera like I do when I'm filming a match against somebody. And it kind of, that is also kind of differentiates the videos a little bit. Of people know what they're going to get when they see a tournament. I'm not going to be talking. I'm not trying to entertain. I'm trying to win a tournament. And so there's kind of a different vibe there. But I want to be like, right now, at least, I want to be conscious of, I want to continue to make people feel like they're part of the journey that they started with me on. And so no matter what, as long as I have permission to film a tournament, I'm always going to film it right now, because there's so many people who have literally been with me since the very beginning of my channel and my journey, that I know that I don't necessarily owe anybody anything, but I just want to continue to like bring people along that journey as long as I possibly can. And because there's just, like I said, there's so many people who've literally just been day ones. And so as long as I can film a tournament, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And it's really just, it's so natural for me to have a camera on me while playing now. So it definitely, there's just kind of a little bit of a mindset shift between the two, but I really do enjoy it. And just creating a story and making sure that I'm.
And it's so cool of you to do it too, because we all talk about it and sometimes it just becomes lip service of saying grow the game. But I truly believe, like Mike mentioned, George, yourself, people who bring the audience along on that journey do help grow the game, because there's no denying that there's going to be young guys and gals who are watching this and they're learning from it. They're learning from the ups, they're learning from the downs, the mistakes that are made, the things that you learn. They're learning wrong with you, and it's giving them a taste of it, and it may inspire people. Who knows? They may be the next people we're watching in 10, 15, 20 years on the PGA Tour. So I always think it's really cool that you're using a platform like YouTube or Instagram it's a very selfless thing in a lot of ways to share it, because it would be, even as comfortable as you are in front of it, I think we can all say it would be easier to just pure focus and not even think about creating content in the background. Yeah. But the fact that you do, I think it's something that gives back to that whole golf community. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about, speaking of competition, another part of golf competition, long drive. We've heard you kind of like tease it a little bit, talking about some speed training you've been doing, but then I got the inside track. I heard from some people who were down there at Purcell that you were hanging with Kyle in some of the drives. So I got to ask you, I mean, is long drive maybe in the future too for you?
Yeah, I actually think it is. That's it's something that I'm going to be like getting with Cobra to build some stuff, but I don't even know how it happens, but I just hit it. I hit it really far. And when I play with Kyle, and he like consistently would tell me, like, I've never played with anybody who hits it as far as you do. Like, nobody ever keeps it within 20 to 25 yards of me. He's like, why don't you do long drive? And he's been heckling me about it for probably the last 2 years almost. And so we were down at Purcell a couple weeks ago, and we had talked about it. So I'm gonna try to get a couple of drivers built, and then I'm gonna try to, if I can't make it to Utah for like a qualifying to get into Worlds, then I might just full send and go, because you can buy into Worlds. And I might just do that if I can't do the qualifying, but I really do want to, and it's super fun. I mean, I love trying to see how fast I can get. And I definitely think there's some room for me to even get a little bit faster, according to Kyle. And, he's the longest hitter in the world. So if he's telling me that I can do it, I don't think there's anybody else that, there's no one else that can tell me that I should be like, oh yeah, that makes me be able to do it.
Well, what's the number that you need nowadays? Like 365, like normal, 400 stretch?
Well, it's a different world when they start, the long drive, the actual clubs that they're using out there. I mean, it's so different than what we see on the golf course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I think the thing that Kyle said is, if I can get to around 215 ball speed, then he thinks I can actually compete. And right now I have never hit like a long drive club that was fit for me. I used one that was probably 10 years old. It was actually one of Bubby's, and I think he even had like some minor fractures in the face or something, but I've gotten that one to like 207, 208.
Oh wow.
So and in those, I mean, with a flighted shot at 208, I can get right around 4. I can get it to 400 with the right condition. So so I think with when I get fit into something and get something built for me, and if I can get my club head speed up in the low to mid 140s, then I think I'll be able to give it a good run. But I love it.
That's cool.
I definitely
it's such a fun world too, the long drive stuff. You know what I mean? Between Kyle, who's a credible character himself, you got Bryson in the mix now, possibly yourself. I mean, I love it. I think it's becoming a very entertaining space, long drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it has a good future. I mean, Kyle has really brought it back, and I think long drive actually is in a really good spot. And I would love to just be a part of it for a little bit. It's not something that I want to do long term, because somebody like Kyle, he's on another planet when it comes to his ability to hit a golf ball, and his body just works differently. And it would just, if I was doing that for an extended period of time, like I'm literally 5'9", I'm I weigh like 170. So if I was stressing my body to that extent and swinging that hard,
Right.
it just wouldn't be good for me long term. But I want to do it just to say I did it, and I think it'd be super fun.